It's Friday afternoon, and tomorrow Jason and I are going to rip out my window and my door and move them in the kitchen. I'm not too sure when we're going to release that video, so it might already be out, but anyway, we already picked up the supplies, and we're going to go down to BCO and meet with Arlo and have a beer real quick. But I realized one thing. I don't have any sawhorses, and I need them. Nor do I know how to make sawhorses, but I'm going to do it. Probably just gonna watch like a YouTube video or something. I mean, they seem to have good information. Okay, let's see. How to build a sawhorse. Let's see what they got. Wait, sawhorse is one word? Man, I'm an idiot. Problem is, how am I gonna know who to trust? I mean, there's some crazy ideas out there. Man, forget this. I'm just gonna ask Arlo.
The key to it, is that the quickest way to do it? Yeah, it really is. I mean,
all right, what's the more sturdy way?
That's the way sturdy way.
Oh, that's the quickest and sturdiest way?
You can't break that thing.
After meeting with Arlo, I took his drawing and instructions and drew up a model in SketchUp. If you're wanting more Arlo, don't worry. His instructions are going to be pieced throughout the video. So the first thing we need to do is to grab some lumber. You know, I'm sure everybody's got a stack like this, right? I mean, if you don't, then I'm sorry for you, because it's the beginning of 2021 and lumber prices are skyrocketing. So I suggest you tear down some walls and get you a nice, good pile like this. This should be enough for, I don't know, maybe one sawhorse. First thing I'm gonna do is make the top of the sawhorse. So, you know, because I sawzalled all these nails, I want to have the top of this sawhorse be completely free of nails, just in case I saw through the sawhorse. I don't want to hit any, so I'm gonna take a punch and punch them out.
So, a T of a 2x4 like that, okay, which is like, you know, let's just call it, you know, I'm gonna say,
Whoa.
slow down, you lost us.
Yeah.
Let's go 4 feet here, like that. That's what I would do. So the first actual step to building this thing is to build the top. Now the top is going to be shaped like a T with two 2x4s, one flat and then one on the edge in the center of it, as Arlo was explaining. Arlo mentioned that 4 feet would be a good length for them, so that's what I decided to go with. Okay, so it's 8:30 Saturday morning. Jason's supposed to be here in 30 minutes, and I'm not going to get these sawhorses done. But there's a few things I got to get done in order to get things prepped for him so that we can move these windows and doors. So I'm going to have to move on to that and pick up where I left off here at another point. Alright, well, let's get back to making those sawhorses. I wish I could lie to you and tell you that it was the next day or later that afternoon or a couple days later or something like that. But actually, it's been 2 weeks, over 2 weeks, since I started that project. But I've had a lot going on. One, I had to finish moving that door. That took a couple days. The rest of that week, it was spent preparing for the spring break trip with Jason and his family. And then there was the actual trip. And then we got back on Saturday night, Sunday, edited a video. Monday, took the day off. It's now Tuesday night. So let's get back to it. Okay, so I think where I left off, I hope I said something about the fact that I made this top piece. One thing that I didn't talk about was, you know, I'm using screws all throughout this, you know, for its sturdiness, but I'm only putting 3 here in the top. And a tip that Arlo gave me is, you know, this is going to be the most beat up part of the sawhorse. You're going to be cutting things on top of it, laying things on top of it, and you know, this is going to be an easy piece to replace. So thanks, Arlo. And then, you know, just pick out your leg angle.
Yo, Picasso, slow down a little bit. Pick out your leg angle that you
Yep.
want.
Now, what angle are those legs?
That's
at?
what you got to pick out. But this angle will be the same as this angle.
Yeah, that's what we got you for, man.
You know, here's. Oh wait, that's like Jan's mask, right?
Jan's mask.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
Arlo's a celebrity.
Get some more.
I figured I'd give Arlo's wife a plug since her mask made the video. Arlo's wife Jan has her own business called All Things Canvas, where she makes handcrafted bags and hats, and now face masks. If you'd like to check it out, the link, you can find that in the description below.
So, whatever just figure out. Like, I think usually the bottom is probably, I don't know, maybe 20 inches at the most, something like that. So just pick some angle, and all you got to do is cut the top. This angle and this angle will be the same. It's a parallelogram, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, are you asking us? I mean, it is.
Couple things about the legs. Like, there's a couple angles at the top where it meets the top piece. And the great thing about SketchUp is that I can actually look and see what the angles actually are. Now, it gave me what the angles are, which was 113.4 and 156.6. Problem is, my square won't go that far. Nobody's square will go that far. But one little trick that you can do is actually take 180, which is a straight line, and subtract the angle that you have from that in order to get your actual angle. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Hopefully it works out. We'll see. I just want to be clear. I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'm making this stuff up as I go, but it makes sense to me to be doing what I'm doing. So we'll just see how it turns out. So I have my angles drawn out, and I'm not 100% sure if they're right, but the only way to really find out is if I cut it and do it. One thing I did do on SketchUp was measure the distance from this point to this point to make sure that this was intersecting at the right spot. Or not intersecting, but meeting at the right spot. Coda, what are you doing? What in the world? Come here. You're not coming, huh? No. Okay. Okay, so another quick tip, and one of the angles that I actually have to cut is a 67-degree angle. And I have to do that on edge, which a circular saw is not gonna cut all the way through. The cleanest way to do that is with a miter saw. But the problem is that my miter saw only goes to 50 degrees. So if you subtract what angle you need from really any of these numbers, but I chose to do 50 because that's the max, I end up with a 17 degree. So I cut a 17 degree piece, put it in there. Then I took my actual piece and put it in there, set my saw at 50 degrees, and bam, I got the 67 degree angle. Another thing that I forgot to plan out in SketchUp is I don't really want these legs to be on the edges here. So I'm actually going to set them back about 4 inches, and that way it'll give me some room right in here. Coda, seriously? You've been in here for 20 minutes. What are you doing? Coda. Are you stuck in here? What is happening? Hey. What in the world? What are you doing? Huh? Why are you just sitting in here? Come on. Weirdo. Okay, I got my first 2 legs on. Everything looks pretty good. The angles look to be pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say they're perfect, but definitely within the realm of pretty good. Okay, I do want to mention one thing about my screwing pattern. So these two screws are actually toe-nailed up because I didn't want them to go into here. And I couldn't just put a screw through there because, well, the screws that I have would have actually stuck out the other side, and then it would have made it hard for this to get on there. The other thing that I did after I got both legs on, I did add a screw on both sides, just going straight in, so that hopefully it'll screw through this, and this on both sides. So just for some extra durability, sturdiness, sturability, is that a word? Sturability, I just made that up. You guys can use it whenever you want. I mean, it's not done yet. I still gotta add some cross members here and then a cross member going across there, but I mean, I think it looks pretty good.
And just take a 2x4 here and draw it on there and get it level, you know, and put your screws in it that way, and then this board goes through. And what I would do is get this one at a height that is good, like, you know, if you make this thing whatever your height you pick, put the other one, like if you put a plank in it, then it would be a good step up. Like, it's nice. This will be in the center, so you can't really step on it, but you could put a plank through here if you wanted to be like up a foot or a foot and a half, and then the thing, you know, 3 feet high or whatever it is, you know, like that. So what are you doing tomorrow morning? Working at my place.
Well, we're working at my place.
We're gonna come over and build some sawhorses.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, come on, a few screws, man, it's pretty quick. You know, it's pretty.
We got that, Jones?
We got it.
Okay.
Okay, so at first I was having a little bit of trouble getting this cross member in here because it felt like it was really tight and it wasn't really wanting to go in there. But then once I really just shoved it in there, I realized these feet needed to be spread further apart. And now my angles up here look even better. So it's amazing. SketchUp really works. Okay, I'm back. I had to eat dinner real quick. Hopefully there's nothing in my beard. I didn't check. I think I'm good. I don't feel anything. All I got left to do is add the cross member that's gonna go from the two sets of legs, and I'll be done. And bam, I've got a sawhorse. Feels pretty sturdy. I mean, it holding my weight is not saying too much, but I think it turned out really well. Really well. I mean, having SketchUp helped me figure out the angles to where I really didn't have to do any figuring out. Was really, really convenient. So hopefully this makes Arlo proud. I'm sure this is exactly how he would have done it. Just kidding. But anyway, all I gotta do is build one more. Just build one more. I won't put you guys through the torture of watching me do that.